Ranking Member Westerman and distinguished members of the House Water Resources and Environment Subcommittee, I would like to sincerely thank you for the opportunity to speak before you today to discuss how the Camden County MUA in Camden, New Jersey use the state revolving fund to significantly improve our wastewater infrastructure while holding our rates steady without impacting our communities. I work with the Camden County MUA, a city right across from Philadelphia, and I also serve as the board of directors of the National Association of Clean Water Agencies, and I work as the chair of their Utility of the Future and Environmental Justice and Community Service Committee. Camden County has used the state revolving fund to significantly improve our performance, and we also did that while holding rates. So specifically, by using the state revolving fund, we borrowed over $1 billion from the fund since 1987 in today's dollars. In 1996, our household rate was $337 per year, 23 years ago. Today, 23 years later, by using the SRF to upgrade our system, our rate is only $352 per year per household. It's only gone up 4% in 23 years, less than 0.2% per year because of the state revolving fund. In that, with those funds, in Camden City, we have a combined sewer system too, and we have some of the same issues that Ms. Flowers described with regard to combined sewage backing up into people's homes, into parks, into streets. And your zip code should not define whether or not you have safe drinking water or whether or not you have sewage backing up into your streets, parks, or homes. But with the SRF, thanks to the SRF, we're going to be able to eliminate combined sewage flooding in Camden City for up to the 1-inch storm by the end of 2020. By the end of next year, that combined sewage flooding will be a thing of the past in Camden City because of the SRF, and we will not have to raise rates. Because the way the SRF works, it's a low-interest program, as you know. It's not a handout, it's a hand up. We're borrowing funds to a loan that we have to pay back, but because of the low interest rates and because it's spread over 20 and now 30 years in New Jersey, we're able to take those funds, upgrade our system, and do it without affecting our economic distressed communities. Camden City is one of the poorest cities in the country. We have a household income of $26,000 per household. We have an unemployment rate of 10%. And yet, so for us, we can't raise the rates. Wastewater utilities like ours have to choose between infrastructure improvements and affordability for our communities. But with the state revolving fund, we don't have to choose. We can upgrade our facilities, and we can also do it in an affordable way. Like I said, our rate has only gone up 4% total in 23 years because all of our capital improvements are through the state revolving fund. The other thing that we're going to be doing is making our city more resilient. Hurricane Sandy was a disaster for the state of New Jersey. We want to make sure that we're not vulnerable to another storm like that. Using the state revolving fund, we're going to be, by the end of next year also, at the same time frame, we will be generating all of our own electricity from our biosolids and taking Camden City's treatment plant off the grid and then building a microgrid to protect the drinking water plant, hospitals, fire, school, police, all through the state revolving fund without raising rates. Again, it's a loan program. It's not a grant, but it makes a huge difference. It is a hand up, not a handout. I can't stress that enough. So proposed solutions, to this infrastructure gap. Chairman Napolitano, you indicated that the American Society of Civil Engineers gave a D+ grade. That's terrible. It's not acceptable, for this country, for anyone, urban or rural. Everyone deserves safe drinking water and deserves to have freedom of sewage in their homes, in their streets. So the first thing we water utilities have to do is optimize. I heard what you said, Mr. Ranking Member Westerman, about we utilities have to do our work ourselves. So we are working to optimize our internal efficiencies. We public sector entities have to harness the private sector model of efficiency for the public good, and then use the state revolving fund to build our infrastructure in the most cost-effective way. Those two pillars have enabled us to upgrade our facilities without raising rates. And this can be replicated in any community across the country, urban or rural, because the state revolving fund is that successful, that terrific. The other thing, too, I do recommend, I agree, an affordability program is necessary. We need to make sure that our low-income customers are able to afford their services. Everyone deserves safe drinking water, and freedom from sewage, combined sewage, ought to be a right that every American citizen has. And with the state revolving fund, it can be done. The other thing I really strongly recommend is a peer-to-peer effort. One of the things we found in Camden City is that although the state revolving fund is so helpful, they lack the resources to apply for funding. Communities that lack resources, whether it be urban or rural, don't often have people to write grants or write for funds. So a peer-to-peer initiative among resourced utilities with less resource utilities would be really helpful to help communities like Flint and Gary to apply for funds that are available to them. And NACWA, the Association of Clean Water Agencies, and EPA are working together on a peer-to-peer network to try to assist utilities with that. And the other thing, I agree with you, Ranking Member Westerman, those are public partnerships, peer-to-peer, but public-private partnerships are helpful too. And we were able to use them in some design-build contracts, power purchase agreement to put solar in. So these opportunities are available. I would really like to thank you all for your interest in the water sector, the importance of the drinking water and wastewater protection. I'll just say one last thing. This is an opportunity for a win-win. President Roosevelt put in the Civilian Conservation Corps to put people to work, to build infrastructure. President Eisenhower did the same with the interstate highway system in the 50s. This is a tremendous opportunity to put our citizens to work, to protect our environment, and rebuild our water infrastructure. Thank you very much.